let's make these cute little grippy house slippers. What you're gonna need to make this cute little slipper is a few things. You're gonna need some flannel that you can cut out. You don't have to use flannel. You can, I don't know if it would work with a cotton. You need something that has a little bit of give to it. Maybe some kind of jersey or a sweatshirt kind of material. That would be great. I am using flannel because I have a ton of it. So that's what I'm going to use. You might want to use the gripper. I use the Gorilla Grip, the shelf liner. Same thing we used on our jar openers. And then if you want to do a little extra padding to make them a little bit more like a house shoe instead of just a cloth slipper, you can use like an old blanket or something that you're getting rid of. I'm literally using an old blanket that was about to go to donation, and it has like the perfect padding in it for the base of this shoe. Super excited. All right, this pattern is going to require you putting your foot down on a piece of paper and tracing around it, or what I did, so I already had my seam allowance in it, was I took my favorite slip-on, kind of a flip-flop, and it's fitted. It has a little bit of like the curve to it instead of just a flat flip-flop. So it's got a nice little, and I traced around that. That's what I used for this, is my little shoe. Then my seam allowance is already in here because the shoe is bigger than your foot. Perfect. Okay, so trace around your foot so you have your exact size. You're going to need to create this, and that is going to be this piece here. If you get the template, you can get the template at 62hch.com. It's my Shopify. You can get the little template, and this is the part that goes around the back. And it is going to come like a, let's see, it'll be like a 9-10, an 8-9, and a 6-7 that you can put together. And it's literally like a 1/2 inch difference here and like a 1/2 inch difference on the length of this. You may want to play with it. There's no scientific, I'm guessing, my foot is a 9. So I'm just guessing at the rest of those measurements. Play with it. So you are going to need 4 of these cut out. You're going to need 2 of these on the fold. This will be the fold line. So you're going to need 2 of these on a fold. You're going to need 4 of the feet, top and bottom. Okay, so you need 4 feet. This is for 1 pair of shoes. So 2 shoes, 4 of these, 2 of these, and 4 of these. Okay, this one is the one that's on the fold. So I wanted to just show you what that looks like. We do keep it folded the whole time. This is just the top that goes around the back, so you can kind of see how this goes together. This is the piece that goes here on the top. So that's what I'm saying, is you may find that you want to cut this a little longer. If your foot is longer, you may need more length on this side of this. I would add like a 1/2 inch here and a 1/2 inch here instead of an inch to one or the other. That way you get an even base and the foot top's not coming back too far and this isn't coming forward too far. So 1/2 inch on each side of that. If you're adding or if you're shortening, cut off a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, go slow if you're cutting, and do it equally on each piece of this so that it will match up nicely. Okay, I know it's a lot, but honestly, once you get the pieces, so easy. It just goes together so easy. All right, let's do it. First things first, you're going to take one of your folded pieces. You're going to keep it just the way it is. You're going to match up your corners over here on the end and line it up at the top. So you're just lining it up with the curved side out, straight side in the middle of this piece. We're doing pretty sides together on all of this. We're going to go ahead and lay this right on top. And then I like to go ahead and stitch it because this will move around. You'll see whenever we go to put this all together. 2.5 stitch length. And I'm literally just going to the end of this. So I'm going to go right to here across the top. Let me get my material lined up. And then I'm going to back stitch when I get there and come out. You could You're gonna have to play with it and find the way that works best for you. You could absolutely put both sides in, but you'll see here in a minute, it's not the easiest to do. So this is how I have found to make it work. And then you're gonna take the other side of this and you're going to bring it all the way around. This is where it gets tricky because you got to get everything laid flat. Gonna bring it around. We're gonna match up our corners and we're gonna lay this down, keeping everything even. And I think I might clip it just to hold everything while we're still kind of spinning it around here. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and lay this closed again. Just trying to get it to where you can see it. I'm going to tuck that down in, everything nice and even. And tuck piece up on. So you got it all there. And then we're just going to make sure we're at the end. And then we're going to start right back where we stopped. We're not going to leave a gap. We're going to go over just a couple of stitches where we were. And we're going to back stitch. And we're going to just come on down, making sure everything is lined up together and all the way across. Doing that at about 1/4 of an inch. We're going to back stitch at the end. Pull that out. All right, quick and easy. So now you can see you've already got the beginnings of your shoe. You basically have the top already done. It's that quick and easy. All right, so now what you're gonna do is take this. You got your gripper side up. If you're not doing gripper, take it off. You don't need to do it. It's not required. The other thing that is not required is this extra little padding. I wanted mine to be a little cushy, so I went ahead and added that. You can, I did not on the first shoe that I did in this set. I did do it on mine, so you can go ahead and put a little stitch across the top. So you could stitch this. You just pull this through and stitch it. I didn't do it on the other one that I just completed. And I'm going to go ahead and stick that on here. And I'm just looking to kind of eyeball the middle. And then I'm going to put a clip on here. I do use clips all the way around. And then I am just going to move around, making sure that the gripper is at the edge, that my edges all line up, and don't pull anything too tight or too hard, and just go around. All right, so one of the things you can do is snip along these curved edges, and that will loosen up kind of the pull that it wants to do. And you don't need to do, but I don't know, just a little bit in, maybe 1/8 of an inch in, and about every 1/2 inch. And it really does make a big difference. Kind of lets it relax a little bit. And then just give it a little bit of a pull till you get it all kind of squeezed in together. All right, that feels great. I think we got it clipped together. All right, and then basically what I do is I just start on one side, on the side, and I will stitch all the way around. Again, I'm doing a 2.5, and I am going to do this at 1/4 of an inch, and probably a little bit more than 1/4, between 1/2 and 1/4 of an inch. And we are going to back stitch beginning and end. Once you get that done, what you might need to do is just trim off some of the extra. And I try to get the little rubber grippery thing. I'm just going off camera to get that over my trash can. any of the little extra. And then basically, oh, I am gonna, there, just snip some of this, just a little, so it will turn without a lot of pull. Just gonna do all the little edges, and we're gonna grab that and turn it right side out. That is your cute little house slipper. So easy to do. So cute. Fits perfect. What a great gift. I'm Cassie. This is 62 handcrafted. And these are the best house slippers ever made. See you soon.